from John Next Door and Crafts 2. I've been with Hochanda since the very beginning, and I've been crafting a lot longer than that. My crafting journey's taken me through all different types of crafting, from stamping and die cutting to colouring and inking, and loads of different things. I've been working with Crafts 2 now for over 3 years, and they produce the John Next Door brand, distribute it, and make sure that everything is perfect in that. This allows me to work with the fantastic Crafts 2 tools and products, as well as some of their other amazing brands such as 2J Stamps, Press Cut, and the Craft Artist range of glues and consumables and inks. I really find that this partnership is extremely strong and helps me bring out the best of my products and all the other products within the Crafts 2 stable and the ones that I design. So don't miss the John Next Door and Crafts 2 shows on Hochanda.
Hello, my name's Catherine Sturrock and I bring to Hochanda my company Character Crafts. Character Crafts brings to you our laser cut designs. Each design is designed by myself. We cut them on the laser machines here in Doncaster and bring the products to you at home. Character Crafts is suitable for all ages and all abilities, so I hope that I can inspire you and help you along with your crafting. I like to show you how to use different paint techniques and different techniques to bring the characters alive, and use various mediums to decorate, and I also use air dry clay for decorating with the flowers. So make sure you look out for the Character Craft shows on Hochanda. I hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Jenny Mays from Hobby Art. Hobby Art's a family-run company and we've been designing and manufacturing stamps for over 28 years now. We have an extensive range of clear and rubber stamps and we're proud that they're all manufactured in Britain. Whatever your style, there's always something that will interest you with Hobby Art stamps. Crafting is my passion and I love teaching. I love sharing my ideas with other people. This is why I enjoy being part of the Hochanda family, because I have the time to share my ideas, maybe open a door for somebody and give them the confidence to start stamping. So make sure you join me, Jenny Mays, on Hochanda.
It's Flextravaganza time, folks! Still looking for Christmas gifts for your loved ones, or maybe just a little treat for you? Tune in from Friday the 13th of November at 6 p.m. to Friday the 20th of November at 6 p.m. for our Flextravaganza event. If you add at least £5 worth of any items to your shopping basket, either online or on the phone, you'll qualify for our Flextravaganza Flexi Basket offers. This means you can spread the cost of your entire order over 2 equal monthly flexi-buy payments, offering you a more cost-effective way of shopping with us. Flexible payments for everyone! So join us from Friday the 13th of November at 6 p.m. to make your shopping experience with Hochanda even easier.
Hi, I'm Bev. Hi, I'm Sam. And we're from Be Crafty. Be Crafty is a family-run company. Sam is my sister. And we love bringing brand new products to Hochanda. We manufacture and design all our own ranges of stamps, inkables, MDF, lots and lots of inspiration that we love to bring and share with you.
If you tune in to Hochanda to join us, you'll see that mine and Bev's style are totally different. But what that does is it brings you lots of styles and techniques that you can include in your crafting too.
Our ranges are increasing all the time with the lovely hand-drawn images that Sam and myself are trying to bring to you, plus the fantastic new designs that we like to bring in the inkables, in the dinkables and the MDF as well. So you can use them across all different sorts of crafts and bring the best we can to Hochanda too. So make sure you don't miss the Be Crafty shows on Hochanda.
Hello there, good morning. Brand new day here at Hochanda, and we have got a cracking day ahead of us. We've got loads of fun to be had, some fabulous demonstrations, wonderful guests here as well, and I'm here right the way through, and I can't wait. Kicking things off with Festival of Japan, and guess who's here again? Bless her, she was here late last night, and she's back in first thing this morning. Jill, good morning, how you doing?
Morning, it's very early, isn't it?
It is when you were here right the way through to 10 o'clock last night.
I was.
It's a bit of a bonus though having Jill here, so yeah, looking forward to it. And she's got loads of different things that she's sharing with us. She's back up at 11 o'clock, so make sure that you make a note to join us back at 11. But this hour we are talking all things sashiko. I think that's right, isn't it,
That's
Jill?
right, yeah, absolutely.
Sashiko, is that how I say
Sashiko.
it? Sashiko,
Yeah.
love it. Now, of course, sashiko, Jill, I mean, it's a form of stitching, isn't it?
It's basically a running stitch with rules.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's a different ratio. So with a normal stitch, it's an equal ratio, sort of 1 to 1.
Yeah.
With sashiko, it's 3 to 2.
Okay.
So the bit you miss is smaller than the bit you stitch.
Fair enough.
Basically, and that's what gives it the sashiko edge rather than just like a running stitch.
Love it, absolutely beautiful. And casting my mind back, sashiko, is it rice grain or something like that?
Yeah,
that it translates as?
it's the size of the stitch is meant to represent the size of a grain of rice.
Okay.
So that's why it's sometimes called rice stitch.
Love it.
It goes back thousands of years, back to farmers and fishermen who used it as like a quilting method.
Love it. And we see it in so many different areas, and you can learn how to create it for just £18.99. And you'll have a little look on the website. Got loads of things coming up to share with you. But this is your starter kit. So everything that you need in here. So you can see, obviously, you've got your important bit, your instructions, your tuition on how you're going to create with these. We've also got, you've been very generous with these threads, Jill. There's loads in here.
I'm running out of everything because obviously normally I'm in Japan doing ordering. Obviously I'm not there.
Of course, yes.
So this is basically what is here is mainly what I've got left till next year now.
Wow. Okay, so we need to make sure that we're taking advantage of this while I've got the opportunity. Obviously you've got things like your needle thread or your needle in there. Now you've got these wonderful panels here. Now tell me about these, Jill.
Well, that little bit there, that's just your tester bit.
Okay.
So you can have a bit of a practice on there. The kit this time's got 4 pieces in. This is pre-printed. So the beauty of this is you can stitch this, it's got the lines to follow, so it gives you that confidence.
Okay. It's like swimming with armbands.
That's it, exactly.
Love it.
So you can stitch over that, but the beauty of that is you don't have to just leave it there. You can actually add more lines and go on and on and on with it. So don't just think that's a simple pattern, I can stop there. I'll do a quick demo just showing people how you can just add extra bits to it as well.
Wonderful, there you go. So you're going to get all of those panels, good sized pieces as you saw there. You've kind of got your star there, almost like your clamshells as well, and some lovely kind of geometric shapes on your light and your dark fabrics, which is wonderful. And of course that little practice sheet, which is very pretty in its own right.
They're all a bit different, those ones.
Oh, do they? So that one can vary a little bit.
Yeah, so that's going to vary that
Fair
bit
enough,
there.
thank
Yeah.
you for that. So the details on your screen there. So if you fancy getting hold of these, £18.99 being your price. As I say, it's everything that you need to get started. So if you are thinking of giving this as a gift to somebody, then they don't even need to have seen the show because they will have everything that they need within that fabulous little instruction booklet there as well. So 863725. Very quickly going to go through some of the other kits and then we'll head over to see Jill for that demonstration. But this is your deluxe kit. So perhaps you purchased that starter kit in the past. You've been bitten by that sashiko bug, as I know many of you have. And this might be something worth considering. Now, we don't see this regularly here, Jill.
My mother-in-law and I, Chris, we only ever do this kit at Christmas.
Okay.
So this is everything you would need to do the transfer method, the pre-printed. It's got designs. It's just literally. It's even got the snips in this one, so you don't even need to go and find some scissors.
It's literally everything. I mean, you're looking here, you've got obviously your instructions there, your tuition, your transfer sheets here. Are these kind of iron-on style transfers?
No, these are just a trace.
Oh,
so
I
see. That's one of the things I'm going to show you today, what to do.
Wonderful, so you're going to get plenty of those.
Yeah.
These are good sizes as well, with lots of content in there.
Yeah, you can shrink those down, enlarge them up, take bits out.
Wonderful. Love that idea. So you're going to get those in a selection of different designs there. Obviously, you're going to get your full instructions. You've got your fabrics. It's kind of like a linen style fabric.
Yeah, that's Japanese linen. That's a really look. That's what we put in all of our kits is the Japanese linen.
Gosh, the quality of this
is
gorgeous.
gorgeous
My goodness. How big's this piece, Jill? It's huge.
I think it's a I think it's a quarter, but it's a quarter of 120 wide, so it's
So
quite
it's kind
a big
of like
bit.
a chunky fat quarter.
Don't ask me sizes. It's early.
It was just a figure of
It's a
speech,
big,
bless you.
just
I
say it's a
didn't
big
expect-
bit.
I
Just a
didn't
big bit of
expect you to
fabric.
give me the figures
Yeah.
exactly. Sorry. Oh, I'm going to fold that up in a moment. So other bits and pieces in here. Obviously, you've got your white pencil.
Yeah, that's for your transfer method.
Lovely. And also, you've got your stencils here. Whole variety of stencils.
Oh, there's all sorts of stuff in there.
Love it.
So this literally is like buying 2 or 3 different kits.
So the stencils, will they vary, or will we get what we're looking at here?
You will get a variation, but they nearly always have the most important ones, which are the plum blossom and the cherry blossom.
Wonderful. So you're going to get all of those. We're going to get a finger guard as well.
I'm going to show people how to use that. Nobody knows how to use that. It's
I'm
like
intrigued.
a secret.
I'm
It's a
looking forward to
ninja
it.
secret, that one.
It looks like a very, very little dog jacket. But there you
Aw.
go. It's a very, very little dog. Then you've got, obviously, similar sheets that we saw earlier on with the pre-printed designs featuring in there. Different needles, 2 different sizes of needles as well, I'm noticing,
Yeah, a large
Jill.
and a small in there.
Lovely. And then all your gorgeous threads, including some variegated threads. Now, if you do need threads, we have got bundles as well coming up. So if you do need to restock your threads, then Jill has put some wonderful bundles, including some of those variegated threads in there. So you're going to get all of that. And guess what? It is going to come to you in a beautiful bag. Now, they will vary, the bags that come to you, so different fabrics with those. But what a lovely way of keeping everything together in one place. And look at that, absolutely beautiful. Now, of course, we've got Flextravaganza going on at the moment. So again, if you're wanting to get hold of this bundle, you have got your 2 flexi buy payments on this one, £27 each. But of course, that opens up your flexi order, which means that you can add any other goodies in there and spread the cost of those as well. So 714131 if you fancy getting hold of this one. Now, the next one, oh my goodness, this is a beautiful kit. If you've seen this fabulous design on the side here, rings, that's what you've got within here. So you can see you've got loads of different templates again there, not just featuring the rings there, because there's a variety of those, as you can see, and also those gorgeous blossoms coming through. You've got 2 different options with regards to your base fabric. So you can see here we've got the navy. This is one of the options that you've got with regards to this one. You've also got more of a neutral tone with that cream coming up in just a few moments. This really does showcase those stitches well, Jill.
Yeah, everybody likes navy, but then again, not everybody's house will take navy. So
Fair
that's why
point.
we've gone over to the cream as well.
Lovely. And again, a beautiful way of kind of stitching out those stitches and really showing them off well. Again, cream, lovely neutral tone with this one. So like you say, it is going to fit in with anybody's home decor. We've got a selection of fabrics. Now, these may vary. Is that right, Jill?
That's right. This is from my kimono stash again. So all this is ori fabric.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to show you how I've used it to applique onto one of the circles.
Wonderful. So you're going to get a selection of that to get yourself started. Absolutely gorgeous fabrics. Then over to the side, of course, the usual that you expect, an abundance of thread. Fabulous needle, your needle thread. What have we got here?
That's your transfer medium.
Oh, I see,
So that's
yes.
your iron-on interfacing.
Lovely. Got that in there as well. And a little transfer paper.
That's freezer paper.
Lovely. So everything that you need for
There's a
your
bit
applique.
missing there as well. You also get some applique paper in there now, because I had a moment at the weekend. I thought, no, I'll just stick some applique paper in there as well. So you
Wonderful.
get
So
that
that's
as well.
going to come in with your kit as well. Again, brilliant value price, £34.49. Again, if you want to pop this in alongside your any of your goodies, then you can spread the cost. But of course, if you're just going for this by itself, because we've got Flextravaganza going on till Friday, you can spread the cost of it just by itself anyway. So details there, 506390 if you're wanting those. Now, if you want to get your hands on more of that gorgeous kimono silk, well, this is a bundle. Now, contents will vary with regards to these, but you are going to get 10 good-sized pieces. Absolutely beautiful, $15.99. There's something about these gorgeous fabrics. They're silk as well.
Oh, they are. The feel of that is lovely.
Gorgeous.
And I'm actually wearing what my mum-in-law made me with the piece. I actually have on my lovely mask.
Oh, wow.
And those sizes are perfect.
Beautiful. I like
And it's
one size
light
fits
as
all.
well, so that the air gets through it just nicely. It's and it smells like Japan.
Oh, lovely. Oh, I bet you're longing to get back out there, Jill.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Oh, bless
Don't
you.
talk about Japan.
Okay, right, we'll move on then. If you fancy getting your variety of fabrics, then of course they are all those gorgeous ori kimono silk there. And again, just bear in mind, they will vary, but there will be absolutely incredible quality and beautiful designs through and through. And I love that nice mix of different weaves with those as well. So if you fancy getting hold of those, the details are on your screen there, £15 and 99 pence. And I do say weaves because they are woven, they're not printed. That's the key thing with this. So right and wrong side are equally as beautiful as
That's
each
what
other.
ori actually means.
Oh,
Ori
is
means
it?
woven. Yeah.
My Japanese knowledge is growing.
Can't tell you, I'm impressed.
I only knew sayonara before we started. So there you go. Details on your screen there if you're wanting to get hold of those. At 959798 if you fancy getting hold of those. Now, if you fancy something a little festive, I say festive, but equally so, it doesn't look as if it's just for Christmas. This is a lovely set. Now, this time we're looking at magical mistletoe. So within this one, again, you've got choices. So you can see you've got your navy or you've got your cream. Now, with regards to the navy, again, we've got a fabulous piece that we can share with you. This is pretty, Jill.
Which one's that one?
The navy mistletoe.
Oh, yes, lovely. That's got a lot of colonial knots on.
Okay.
And I use colonial knots a lot because my sewing is... sashiko is my thing, I do sashiko. Sewing is not me.
Okay.
But I'm sort of expanding a little bit from watching all the shows. So I've done... I did a wreath just with colonial knots, which we'll see in a bit. And that is really, really
and
pretty.
this is the one that's on the cream?
Yeah, it's absolutely... No,
Beautiful.
further down on the counter. That one has got lots on, but the one at the bottom's got even more on. The one that's stood up right at the end there. That's just the... It's from Rings and Things.
Oh, where I started on the counter.
Yeah, so just from Rings and Things, the pattern, and then I've just used colonial knots for everything.
Wonderful. Now, I might need to show you that one a little bit later.
Because it's all I can do.
In fact, have a look at the product and I'll go and fetch it. So have a look at what you're getting in your bundle. Because in here you are getting, obviously, your transfer sheets there with those gorgeous designs. You're also getting that gorgeous cream or navy base. That's your choice, indigo blue or your cream. You can decide on which of those you're wanting to go for. It's entirely up to you. But, of course, the beauty is that you're going to get a large piece of fabric. So picking out certain elements, going for it in its entirety is up to you. Now this one, this is your colonial knots, but this is a different set with regards to the ring there. But there's your colonial knots. As you can see, they're absolutely
I had
beautiful.
so much fun doing that. I'm in love with that piece. I was so impressed with myself.
And so you should do. It looks absolutely amazing. Beautiful. £34.49. So if you're wanting the rings and things, which does include the pattern that we're looking at here, then £34.49. It's giving you the base design. You decide how you're going to add those additional stitches if you want to take it a little bit further than the base that's there. But anyway, if you're wanting this set, this one is your mistletoe. And with this one, you've got your navy or your indigo and your cream, other way around. Details on your screen there. 913 000 £24.49. That's a very affordable price, because bear in mind you can spread the cost of that as well. So that might be a nice gift for somebody, because you're looking at £12.25 today and then another payment in a month's time because of Flextravaganza. Next set that we've got for you, now this is nice. This one is your lotus and your dragonfly. Ooh, I'm intrigued by this one, Jill.
I get a lot of inquiries for dragonflies. People love dragonflies. One of my ladies that I take on tour quite often, Marilyn, she is obsessed with dragonflies. So that is an homage to my Marilyn.
Oh, beautiful. And there you go, you can see those gorgeous lotus flowers, obviously synonymous with Japan. And then, of course, the dragonflies there. Absolutely beautiful. Through and through, gorgeous designs. And of course you've got your template which showed you there. You've also got your instructions coming with this one, and again a good sized piece of fabric. Now this time we're going kind of more of a kind of like a black tone with this one.
Yeah, that's a very, very dark navy, that one, and it's got a slight slub through it. So it's a slightly different linen.
My goodness, this is.
But you see, the thing with that is you don't have to use that whole piece just for the cushion. You can split that into two. Make two cushion fronts, you can with all of them.
Yeah.
And then just back it with something else, so you've got more...
Really good idea.
money there with those ones.
Beautiful, there you go. So, of course, you are going to get your fabric within this one. You're also going to get your threads, and you've also got your additional bits and pieces, like have you got your fusible in there as well? Yeah, a little bit of fusible in there. Your it's a nice long needle as well. And then you've got your needle threader there as well. £24.49. Do jump onto the website there, because you will find that with everything else as well. Yeah, loads of gorgeous little extras as well. Oh dear, made a real mess.
Do you know the symbolism for lotus?
No.
Well, you weren't listening at my last show. That's terrible.
I don't know. I can't remember whether.
I don't think we did it with you.
No,
the beauty of lotus is it's something that the symbolism is that lotus will grow in an inch of dirty water.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't matter where you come from.
Yeah.
You can still turn into something beautiful.
Oh, I love that thought. And also, it sounds like a good flower for me to grow, because flowers kind of groan when they come into my house or garden, if I'm getting anywhere near them. But of course, additional elements you might want to go for. Thanks for that, Jill. These fabulous threads. Now, with these, your colours may vary, so it might not necessarily be exactly as you're seeing here. But you are going to get a mix within this one, Jill. You're variegated alongside your solid tones.
They are. I think in this set, I think I have everything is exactly the same in every set with that one.
I see, okay.
I'm thinking so, because that's my range of colours that I have left.
Okay. But again, the quantity that we've got is the quantity that we've got. As Jill mentioned there, she's not been able to go out to Japan and get more stocks of goodies. So, yeah, if you're wanting yours, 053423, just £16.99. We're going to head over to demo now. I'm going to tempt you with all the goodies that are on the website. So there you go. You can see all those fabulous kits that we've just touched on there. If you've got any questions, I know it's bright and early, but do get in touch. Let's take advantage of Jill and her fabulous knowledge while she's here. She has got another show later on, but at 11 o'clock we're looking at completely different products, a different style of crafting. So this is the hour that if you've got any questions that you want to ask about Sashiko, then you need to get in touch. Details there up on your screen, as you can see, for all the fabulous goodies that we have got here available. But I'm going to hand over to our lovely Jill. Just, we're all set, Jill? You all ready to go?
I'm absolutely ready. As usual, I've no idea what I'm going to do. It all just happens.
I love it.
I never do. I never know what's going on. The thing about Sashiko is it's a simple stitch. As I say, it's a definite size that makes it Sashiko. So the one I've got in front of me, this is part of Rings and Things. You can see that the difference in the stitch is the stitch is larger than the space. That's the key fact.
Oh, I see, yes, yeah.
Yeah. What I want to show people is there's very few things with Sashiko you can teach.
Okay.
Once you've learnt the steps and you've learnt a few of the designs, that's enough for you to get going. You don't need to learn loads and loads of things. All you need to do is get your imagination going and work on new stuff. So I want to go over again the basics, because there's 3 things I get asked. How do we start off? How do we get the thread into the fabric? So that's one thing I want to show you. I also want to show you transfer methods, because the transfer method I use is a reverse transfer. So what we're going to do is we're going to work from the back, and this opens up a world of new designs. But the first thing I want to show you is how to thread your needle. And everybody's going, but I know how to thread a needle, but you probably don't. So,
Okay, fair enough.
You probably don't. Because with Sashiko thread, the thread is actually a 6-strand thread. So the strands in there are all separate strands, and it's a twisted thread. The most important thing with Sashiko is the thread. We can use lots of different linens. We can use, if you're making a bag to go out, use a polyester cotton, use anything you want, polyester, whatever you want. But the thread is the key factor to Sashiko. It has to be this Sashiko thread. It's unfinished, so it's a nice rough thread as well. But you can damage it if you're not careful with it. So we need to know how to protect this thread. So the first thing I'm going to do is unthread it. Now bear in mind it's like not 8 o'clock yet, and I haven't had a coffee and I can't see the hole. So that is why every single kit that we do has a needle threader in it. She says rummaging for her needle threader. Let's find one in there. I've got that one. I've put one on the table somewhere, heaven knows where.
So the type of needle that you've got within here, is this a specialist needle? I mean, some of them seem very long.
Yes, Sashiko needles, when you pick it up, it feels like you've got hold of a darning needle.
Okay.
It's really, really thick and chunky. So they come in 2 lengths. They come in the short length and they come in the longer length. So that's the basic needle lengths that we do.
Okay.
The reason Sashiko needles are thicker is your needle should always be appropriate to the thread that you're using. So if you're using a thin thread, use a thin needle.
Okay.
We need to make a hole big enough through the fabric so that we're not damaging the thread as we're pulling it through. So that's why, if you look at the thickness of the thread, that's why we need a needle that can deal with that.
Okay.
But if you try and thread this through the eye of there, and it's got little bits that come off, what you're going to do is you're going to end up pulling one of those threads loose. So needle threaders are the way to go. There's a lot of people don't know how to use a needle threader, and which is absolutely fine if you've not come to hold one. So we've got the needle, we've got the threader. You put the threader through the hole. She says that's the hard bit. And then what we're going to do is thread that through the needle threader. You see at home I'd have licked that by now, so I'm... give that a lick, because it's my
It's
thread.
your own thread, you keep
It's my
it to
thread, I
yourself,
can lick
so
my own
that's
thread, it's
okay.
fine. And then all you're going to do is pull that through. I was amazed actually when I did the shows, which we're not doing at the minute, but we do teaching at the shows, how many people have not found the beauty of a needle threader.
Yeah.
It just saves so much time. The one you get in the kit will last, well, it lasts forever if you're careful with it. Mine's just a little bit, course mine's a bit posher, isn't it? But it does exactly the same thing.
Okay.
But always use a needle threader, that's the key to sashiko. Once we've got the needle on the thread, you'll see that the length of the thread is really, really long. It's actually almost at arm's length.
Okay.
That has been proven to be the correct length to use, so we're continuing stitching, we're not stopping and starting. It's supposed to be about relaxing, it's not supposed to be about stopping, starting, catching on, catching off. So the most important thing though is if you've got that long thread, you don't want to be going up here all the time.
That's true.
And the simple thing is, people forget, pull your thread back down towards the end. So
Yeah.
3/4 of the way down is about right, and that way you're not stretching your arms. When we do a sashiko knot, you're going to take the end of the thread and you're going to turn a loop and put the tail through the loop. So it's just a normal knot at this stage.
Okay.
Then what you're going to do is you're going to take that through one more time.
All right, okay.
And that makes what's sometimes called a surgeon's knot,
Yes,
a figure of
that's
8.
true.
So if you look, you can see it's got a figure of 8. The trick with this knot is to pull tight and fast.
Okay.
If you pull that tight and fast, you'll find that you can hardly see the size of the knot. It's a
Yes.
teeny tiny knot. That's never going to come out. I defy anybody to get that knot out of there now. And as you can see, you can hardly notice it when you're stitching. And that'll work with lots of other threads and different ways of stitching. But it's a teeny tiny, very neat knot. That's the
Fabulous.
important thing. So we're just going to go on to this
And
bit.
your knot won't ring. You might have heard a little jingle there.
Oh, that-
A
no.
jingle bell.
That's my
Jill
scissors.
Scissors rather than the knot. If your knot isn't making a sound like a bell, that doesn't mean you've done a wrong knot. Just to let you know that.
This is because my snips, they're getting really, really seriously old and rusty. I need a new pair, but I was going to get some this year, but it's going to be next year. And I don't want people to pick up my snips, so if anybody picks those up, I can
hear
hear
it.
you doing it.
I love it.
Right, so we've got the thread on here. I'm going to take one of the pre-printed. One of the things with pre-printed, which is quite important, is that you don't iron this before you start.
Now, the panel that you're working with, is this similar to one of the panels that we get in the
This is the
starter
same
kit?
size that you get in there, so it's approximately 9 by 9 or 10 by 10, depending on what size. If I've got a little bit of extra fabric at the side, I'm not going to cut it off.
Okay.
I'm just going to leave it on. This will make a bag front. It'll go in the centre of a cushion cover.
Like a
See,
fabulous
that's a
purse
cushion
as
cover
well.
size. So you just need to add a little bit to the edge of it.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got a decent sized cushion cover with that. Or can you tell how many cats I've got? I do apologise, people. In my house, the lint roller is the most important piece of kit. So when we start on here, when you look at a piece of fabric, it can be quite daunting, especially when you start. What we're trying to find is a corner. So we're going to go to this corner here.
Okay, so top right corner.
Well, you can go to any corner, but
Oh,
what we're
okay.
looking for is a parallel line that goes across. So we're looking for a line that goes across a corner. So we've got
Okay.
one here,
Yeah,
we've got one here,
right.
we've got one there, and we've got one there.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter which one we go for, but we have to go for one of those corners. Once you find this line here, sashiko is all about stitching slowly without turning corners too often. So what we're going to do is we're going to work from here and we're going to go to here.
Okay.
Then we need to find a parallel line to this one. So get yourself a little ruler, a piece of paper will do, and just slide it up till you find one that matches it.
That's a good tip.
So there's our next line.
And I've noticed they're kind of printed in almost like a gold finish on this particular piece.
Yeah, this washes away as well.
Oh, does
so
it?
you're
Fabulous.
not left with this. So if you miss a stitch or you want to purposely miss a stitch, miss it out, it doesn't matter. Excuse me. So your next row of stitches, if you slide your ruler along, would be that row there.
Lovely.
So you can see as we're going across, we've got rows.
So with, I say traditional embroidery, if you're stitching embroidery maybe in a hoop, you start at the centre point and work your way out. So that's where, first of all, straight
That's
away
the
you can see the
tensioning.
difference.
So this is the exact way that we're doing the tension by working across the fabric.
Okay, lovely.
So once you've got that direction, we're then going to do the opposite direction. Okay, so that's the first step. When you get to here, I'll get me trusty pen out and show you. So we're going to start here.
Okay.
We're going to work our way down, going over the stitches and under until we get to here. One important thing is worth mentioning. When you get... Oh, sorry, I've got a cough. Do apologise.
Have you got a glass of water then?
I would love a glass of water
Oh,
if we could
some on its
have
way,
one.
apparently.
Can you stick 2 teaspoons of coffee in it? Cold,
Make
I'm not
it hot-
bothered at this stage.
and make it hot water.
Yeah, I'm not even bothered at this stage. Just yeah.
Oh, bless you.
Because this fabric is even weave, so the warp and the weft are the same distance apart.
Okay.
It will fray. So what I suggest people do is just on their sewing machine. Thank you, lovely. Is just put a stitch about a 1/4 inch all the way around.
Oh, just frame the piece.
Frame the piece, and what's going to happen then, it's going to do one of 2 things. It's going to stop you stitching right up to the edge so it's not going to fray. But it's going to do another thing. All of these little stitches here are stitches you don't need to stitch. So all of these here,
Oh, I see, yeah.
that's just wasted thread. So we
Yeah.
don't want to waste thread, because whatever you do is going to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance in it.
It's a good point, yeah.
Even if you're putting it in a Christmas card and you're
Yes.
splitting this into 6 pieces, it's still going to have a lip to go underneath. So you don't need to stitch any of these stitches. I tend to do this in a bright red thread, because even with a white thread round, I just miss it and I stitch to the edge. So all the way around, doesn't matter what piece you're doing, it's worth doing that. Even if you're not stitching it round, with a chalk marker, just put yourself that line round. It just makes life a lot easier.
Now, Jill, can I just show everybody the panels that they're getting within
can.
that kit to start with? Because we've got the details up on the screen, as you can see. So you've got a piece with the navy, which is very similar to the one that Jill is working with there, as you can see. So you've got your circles and you've got those diagonal lines that Jill just pointed out, as you can see there. Absolutely beautiful. And this one's called 7 Treasures. 7 Treasures. Then you've got a similar sort of style on your lighter fabric, as you can see here. So there you go. If you're wanting to work with different coloured threads or get a different result. So you've got that one in there. You've also got elements like your clamshells, which I think are really pretty design there. So
That one
gorgeous.
is actually pampas grass.
Oh, is it?
It is. It's different to
I can see,
clamshell.
actually, yes.
So can
yeah.
you see the grass blowing in the breeze?
Can indeed, yes. Beautiful, as you can see there. And then you've got something quite geometrical, which I love with the stars.
This is Asanoha. This is a lovely fabric to stitch on that one.
Isn't that gorgeous?
That's
Absolutely beautiful there. And of course, before you get started with those, what you might want to do is have a little practice. Well, Jill has thought of that as well. So you will get a practice sheet. It may vary to the one that we've got here, but you can see all those fundamentals that Jill has been mentioning there with your diagonal lines in there. And of course, she's going to go on and teach us a little bit more.
That'll
with
make a
regards
little
to this
greetings
one.
card or a little coaster.
Would do, yeah.
So everything will make something else.
Lovely, there you go, $18.99. It will get you those, the patterns, obviously the tuition, and then of course all your gorgeous threads there. And 20% of the stock has gone. So if you fancy getting hold of this one, then £18.99 is your price. Of course, you can spread the cost as well over 2 payments as well. So that works out at £9.50 if you are wanting to add this to start a new hobby. And it could be that you give it a go. You might think, no, it's not for me. Or you might get bitten by that bug and find yourself stitching more with the other kits that we've got. So I'm going to hand back over to Jill. So
You get
what do we
addicted
need to
to
do
it. You really do, because I always say it's like reading a book. When you get to the end of the row, you want to do the next row.
Yes.
It's like getting to the end of the chapter and then you think, oh, that's exciting.
Yes.
I'll just do the next bit of thread. And by the time you looked at it, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to work from here. So we'll put a circle on there and we're going to work down over and under till we get to here. Now, remember I said our next row of stitches is this one here. So what we need to learn is how to get from here to here. So what we do is what's called a bridging stitch. So the bridging stitch is always in the hem, so you're not going to see it in your finished piece, and we've got to work a distance from here to here. So a bridging stitch is quite long. But what you're going to see is you're going to go to the back of your fabric and your bridging stitch is actually at the back.
Okay, so you don't knot and break away.
Don't need to break away. If you think about the amount of thread you need to knot and the amount of thread to finish, this is actually less.
Okay.
So we're not stopping and starting all the time. So the only thing you'll see on the other side is one tiny stitch.
Okay.
These two will be underneath. And then we're free to go up in that direction.
And then you do the same when
so
you get to
can
the
see
other
the theme we're going. We've got to get from here to here. So one stitch underneath. So what you'll see on the back is you'll see that.
Okay.
And all you see on the top is just that one single stitch. And it's in your hem, so you're not going to see it. So the theme is down, along, up,
and it doesn't matter
along.
which corner you start.
Doesn't matter, as long as it's a diagonal corner. What most people want to do is, when they start, they want to go straight up that big line at the top.
Yes.
Because it feels good.
Yeah.
It's a long line, you want to get, you know, a good go at it. But remember what you said about the tension with your stitching. This is how we tension in sashiko. The next thing we need to learn is how to do the curved lines, because obviously we're just going to call that a curved straight line, and that really freaks out mathematicians.
Okay,
they really don't like
line.
that. Curved straight line. So I'm just going to turn it around so I've not got any pen marks on it. So we've got all the grid line set in. I do like to do the grid first, because then I sort of know, you know, where I'm going with it. So we're going to start in a corner again. And can you see again, we've got a line that goes parallel across. It's not a straight line anymore, it's a curve.
Okay.
But it still goes across the corner. So we're going to start top or bottom. It doesn't matter if you're left-handed, right-handed, doesn't matter which way. And we're going to stitch those stitches to there. What most people want to do now is they want to go all the way along there. Which is absolutely great till you get to here. And then you might sort of go down there a bit. And then you'll end up down there. And then you end up round there, and eventually what will happen is you'll fill it all in and there'll be a great big gap somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
So what we're trying to do is do this in order. So we start here and we're going to go up to there. So what we're looking for is another line that matches it. So there's our first one. Slide your ruler along and look at that. There's your next one.
It's a curved straight line.
Yeah. So there's our mathematician's nightmare. So that's the line we're looking at.
Okay.
Now obviously this has got a curve through it, so we call this a figure of 8, which is what it is. So to get from here to here, so we're doing that bridging stitch again underneath.
Okay.
And we get to there. Now, anything that's a mirror image of itself, so you can see this is a complete mirror image. That side and that side are exactly the same. If we start here, we're going to go, sorry, it's stuck down, we're going to go over the top in a figure of 8.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're going to go underneath there, so that's a bridging stitch.
And then back.
And then back.
Right, okay.
If you do it in sort of a hooped fashion like a bridge, it doesn't flow.
Yeah.
Because when you get to here, you have to change your direction of your stitch.
Yes.
But if you do the figure of 8, it's very relaxing.
Lovely.
So then we're going to go underneath, on top, underneath, and there's our next row. So we got this one, and this one, and this one. So there's our next one. So you can see it's exactly the same as the straight line. What you're doing is you're working backwards and forwards, keeping your tension nice. So we're getting to there, you're going to go all the way around there, underneath, and back to the top.
Fabulous, love that. So it's almost like you say, it's kind of your curved straight lines going again from that corner right the way across. So would you start at the same corner that you started with your original?
No, it doesn't matter. Wherever you fancy start. Sometimes you have thread on and you want to continue the curve in the same as the straight line, then you can start wherever you want. There's no rule as to where you start.
Wonderful. And then I'm guessing it's one of those ones that once you get to the opposite corner, then you start again from the other corner.
Work your way back the other way, and then your tension is perfect.
Love it.
You can't put this in a hoop, by the way.
Okay.
The reason is you're constantly turning it and turning it and turning it. So in a hoop, it's not going to work. you need that flexibility.
Wonderful, thank you, Jill. And of course, all of that knowledge that Jill shares with us is included within your little booklet, because of course this is going to come, it opens out, so you've got all the tuition that you need there, telling you all about the components of your kit, showing you how to do your stitching there, as you can see. And of course you don't have to worry about tracing out designs, because all of those designs are already on your panels that you've got within here. And of course they are sizable panels, so when you stitch these, you've got plenty of fabric there that you can then take into another project. As you heard, could be a bag pocket on the outside to look absolutely beautiful, could be a little purse that you're creating, or you might want to add some sashing to that and turn it into a panel to go onto a cushion. It's just a nice way for you to do something a little bit different. So maybe you've done cross stitching and you're working on quite a major piece and you want a breakaway project, then this is something, it's what I would call mindful stitching. So it's one of those things that perhaps some people will turn to adult colouring, but with this one it's a little bit of stitching. £18.99, comprehensive kit there. As you can see, we've got it as your standard kit there, so perfect if you are just getting started at a very affordable price, and half the stock has gone. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a review of the counter, and we're going to go back over to Jill in a few moments. So if you've been putting things into your basket, now is time for you to be checking that basket out to ensure you're getting hold of these, because as you heard Jill say, we haven't got ready supplies of these. We've got obviously enough to fill your orders as you're placing your orders, but once they sell out, we don't know if you're going to be able to get any more of these. So there you go, that's your standard kit. Now the deluxe kit is proven to be a very popular one. Now it could be that maybe you have done some sashiko before, and you're looking at extending your kind of style, maybe tracing out your own designs rather than using those pre-printed panels. Well, with this then you have got all that included. So you've got your fabulous guide. So of course it's going to teach you all about the different elements, because you've got your fabulous stencils, selection of which will come with your particular kit, and then of course you have got some of those wonderful templates there printed off, so you can transfer those designs over using the white pen that's included to create your wonderful base. And you've got your navy fabric there to get started with, a good size piece there, your white pencil should I say, included in there. Of course Jill's going to tell us about your little finger guard that you're going to get, your snips, your threads, your needles, your needle threader, they are all included, and you have still got those panels. So even if you are getting started, perhaps you like your embroidery ready and you've got a feeling that you are going to enjoy this craft, then you have got everything there to create some beautiful pieces with what's included, but of course you'll be able to go on as well and create even more. You're also going to get everything coming to you in a fabulous little bag. Now these may vary from the fabric that we're looking at here, but what you do know is it's a fabulous little bag to contain everything that you need. So there you go, £53.99, very affordable, especially when you're spreading the cost over 2 payments of £27 each. 714131 if you fancy getting hold of those. Next one that you've got, maybe you're fancying a project, perhaps you've got involved already with sashiko. If you have, I'd love to hear from you, studio@hochanda.com. This kit, we're looking at something a little bit different, because you've actually got some applique fabrics in here with these gorgeous silk pieces. Now with these, contents may vary with regards to these, but again you have got your silk fabric, absolutely beautiful, woven to perfection, and of course that is included within this particular set. You've also got your choice, are you going to go for your cream or are you going to go for your navy with regards to your linen base there, and of course you've got all the fundamentals included to help you do your applique work with these, and of course there's an additional applique paper that is going to come in with this kit. You've got your threads again, 3 different colour threads there, your needle threader, and of course those gorgeous rings created with these wonderful pieces that we've got. Probably spied over on my shoulder over there, that gorgeous stitch detail that you've got with regards to this particular piece. So again, lots of content with those wonderful little tiny stitches in there, beautiful, size of a grain of rice, that's the kind of key thing. And there are a couple of other versions of these actually out on display, which I'm just going to go and grab those. So have a little look at the product that you've got in here, because there's a couple of examples again of how you can work with these, because of course you're introducing different skills with this one. You're looking at things like your applique work with these, so yeah, it is worth considering getting hold of these. Of course the fabric you can incorporate, but you don't have to. So I know Jill's been showing us one where the applique has been used on the gorgeous floral accents, but you don't have to. You can still just stitch with those stitches and get the beauty of those coming through. Or maybe you're going to be using some of those colonial knots, which we've got in this particular piece there. So a different way of doing those flowers, filling them in with those gorgeous knot details there. love it. £34.49, a really good price kit. And again, because of Flextravaganza, you can spread the cost of that one over 2 payments straight away. Details are there, 506390, if you fancy getting hold of those. So there you go, pop those into your basket. Now, if you want more of those fabrics, then we've got the lovely bundle, 10 pieces you're getting in here. Absolutely beautiful. Woven to perfection, and the softness and the quality is incredible. Wish you could put your hands through the screen and actually feel these. And of course they are as beautiful on the back as they are on the front, because they are indeed woven, and that's the key thing. Quality is key within these kits. And of course, if you're wanting more of your fabrics, whether you are working with Sashiko or whether you've just got an idea of a project that you can use these with, then please do pop these ones into your basket. £15.99. Contents may vary with regards to the pieces, but you can see here, absolutely beautiful. So they're going to be the same sort of size, but they're going to be different not prints, details of that. Can you go to say prints? Different styles.
They are traditional prints, so they are,
prints.
yeah. You are absolutely correct.
Love it. There you go. Details on your screen now. Love the quality of those. So 959798. But if you fancy a kit to get stuck into, thinking kind of like the festive season with mistletoe, then this is the kit for you. It's a fabulous kit. So within here, again, you've got all those elements that you need. Again, choices. Are you going to go onto the dark background? You can go onto the lighter background. You've got your templates there. You've got your instructions explaining how to transfer everything over. And of course, you've got your threads and all the fundamentals that we were talking about with regards to these. Now, of course, the backdrop, it's up to you. Are you going to go for the navy, which really does showcase those stitches to perfection? And it really does make that red pop with this one, Jill.
There's a couple of different reds in Sashiko, and this is the traditional red, which is a really nice bright red. I like red, I don't know if you'd notice.
Yes, just a hint. Just a hint. So there you go, that's on your navy. But what about neutral tones? Maybe the navy isn't right for your home decor. Well, here you go. Look at this, on that gorgeous kind of cream tone. It's a lovely style of linen, but it's not the type of linen that's going to crumple and crease when you actually using your cushion. But look
I
at
have that one out all year round. I don't just use that for Christmas.
Well, it doesn't look like traditional mistletoe.
Cushion cover's not just for Christmas.
Yeah, definitely. £24.49, 913 000. If you're wanting to get hold of that one, then please do so. Now, something that you have found, which I haven't had a chance to explain to you, is the book that we've got from Jill. And this is a fabulous one. Sashiko here, 20 projects using traditional Japanese stitching. Now, tell me about this book, Jill.
I actually won Craft Book of the Year with that last year.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, well, put it like this, it's a book I'd buy.
Yes.
It's not just the publishers have done such a lovely job. It's not just a book that is useful. It's nice to flick through. So the colours and the patterns. So there's lots of things all the way up from greetings cards up to bedspreads.
Wow.
And everything in between. So there's some really, really nice projects. And if you can do Sashiko, I don't do a lot of stitching, as I said, like sewing, you know, making clothes and things. Everything in there is done by me, so it's all in straight lines, basically.
I love the little washing line there on the laundry bag. Isn't that fabulous? This is a fabulous gift for somebody. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, don't have the... Oh, who's this?
Yeah, I was really chuffed when they put the dog on my blue bedspread.
I bet you were. Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, they didn't even de-hair it when they sent it back.
Very comfortable there. Now, with this one, obviously, this is a fabulous book to go for, but if you're thinking of giving it as a gift, don't give it by itself. You need to add some fabrics in with that. You need to add some of those threads. Can you imagine how frustrating it would be to open that Christmas morning and wanting to get stitching straight away? So do consider one of the other kits to go alongside it. And, of course, it works out just £7.50 if you are spreading the cost over 2 payments. Details are there, 9769008 if you're wanting to get hold of those. But there's lots more for you to consider. How do you fancy adding additional bits and pieces in? We're going to head over to Jill, but maybe you're going to go for this one. Now, this one is one that we touched on earlier with the lotus and the dragonfly. Lovely cushion cover kit here, £24.99, as you can see there, with your gorgeous threads included. So 682027 if you're wanting to get hold of those. Now, the threads, of course, this is something that is a consumable. You will find that you will need to get more of these. And colours may vary with regard to this little set that you've got here, but you will get a mixture of your variegated, you will get some of your solid colours as well. And of course, there are all those gorgeous Sashiko threads, which we learned so much about in the first half of the show. Well, I say first half of the show, first 3/4 of the show, because time is on us. We've only got about 10 minutes or so left within the hour. It's been flying. The details on your screen, obviously you're wanting those additional threads. But of course, part of the whole process is transferring that design over. And I'm going to hand over to Jill, but what have you got there?
I want to show you two things really quickly. This is from the Rings and Things, and it's using those silk fabrics that we've got. Again, I wanted to make sure this wasn't just a Christmas kit. You can use this for absolutely everything. So the fabric that we've got in there is the silk that you're using. Two different ways to do that. There's the method with the freezer paper. You get freezer paper in your kit. Double it up to make yourself a template and use the folding method, which is a method that it's not my favourite method because it's a bit faffy. I like raw edge applique.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I also decided to put the applique paper in there. So you've got some nice applique paper in. All you're going to do with that one, there's two different ways to do this one as well. What I've done is I've actually done the centres. That's a bad colour on the blue. I don't think I've got a lighter one. Well, I'll show you on this one here. I actually did the stitching before I cut it out.
Don't worry, that looks brilliant.
Yeah, so I did the stitching before I cut it out on that one.
Okay.
The centre bobbles.
Yeah.
And that meant that the bobbles were risen. So
okay.
if you don't want the bobbles in the centre to be risen too much, you can actually stitch all the way through the fabric.
Okay.
And that method is really easy, just using your template. Put that over there. These can shrink and enlarge.
Now, what have you got here? What's this paper?
Oh, this is double-sided applique paper.
Oh, so
it's
this is
sticky.
what we're getting with it.
So this is what you're going to get in the kit. Right. So all you're going to do with that one is you're going to quickly trace around the edge.
Now we're still looking at the rings and things, aren't we, with this kit?
This is in ring. But this method will, if you want to add applique onto, I mean, you can add applique into the dragonfly kit. You can add it into anything that you want. So because when we take one layer of this off, it's going to be sticky. We'll take a nice piece of red fabric. Don't cut the shape out totally. We want to be able to cut that out really, really neatly. So you're going to take one side, put this on the reverse of your fabric, whichever bit you decide
it's
you
hard
want.
to tell which is right.
Sometimes it's almost impossible, but sometimes the colour is just a little bit brighter on one side.
Right, yeah.
Or maybe you might want to just pick out this section.
Good point there, yeah.
But from those little bits, it's amazing how many flowers you can achieve.
You're looking at least 4 there, aren't you?
So that goes onto there. You're going to iron that down. Oh, just drop that on the floor. Use that as an ironing board. So you're going to iron that onto there.
We need to consider, because I don't own a lot of silk in my wardrobe, I have to say, because it's rather a luxury, isn't it, silk?
You don't have to be scared of silk.
Well, this is it. Is it just a regular iron?
Just a normal little travel iron. Yeah, okay. Everybody is terrified of silk. Silk is one of the strongest fabrics you can get.
Oh, okay.
It will stand up to lots and lots of work. So
I think it's because we know the kind of the value of it.
That's what I dropped. The things I need. And then once you've got it onto there, you're going to cut it neatly through there. So you can either put the stitches on before you cut out, or you can put them on afterwards, wherever you want to put them.
So that's kind of the stitches in the centre.
Yeah, I mean, if you forget to stitch it later. Don't stress about it.
Colonial knots did you mention?
Sorry, darling?
Was it colonial knots?
Colonial knots. It's just a bigger knot than a French knot.
Okay.
Okay, so once we've got that cut out, all we're going to do is you're going to peel off the backing now. And this is my go-to method for applique because I'm lazy, basically.
Well,
and I want instant gratification.
Yes.
So it's sticky on the back.
Yeah.
So you can then place that where you want it. Press that down. I'm not going to press it down too hard because I don't want it on this one.
Lovely.
So give that a press, and it gives you the instructions on how long to press it. And then all you're going to do is just raw edge applique.
Beautiful.
So you can do a running stitch around it. My applique isn't neat, but this is the thing. This is for me. This is my cushion cover. I'm not entering a competition with it. So I don't care that all my stitches aren't.
But I like that. It gives those
neat.
flowers personality, and I just think
It does,
it's,
and then add a little bit of extra with your details.
Yeah.
And I think that will work all year round. If you put oranges through there, you're going to go through autumn. You can change to spring with cherry blossoms.
Gorgeous, absolutely
Mix and
beautiful.
match it.
I love it, and of course using a tiny amount of fabric there. We've had an email through from Sue and Trevor. Names it
yeah.
They went with you to Japan on one of your tours.
They did. What lovely people.
Oh, they're
absolutely
saying hello.
And they're
It's lovely to
winding
see
me
you.
up because on Facebook they're actually putting on what they did every day onto their WhatsApp group.
Oh, so
when
was
they
it
went
about
with
12
me.
months ago or something like
Yeah,
that?
so I'm
right.
sort of, yeah.
Oh, it's all those memories.
So they're
pop up,
winding
isn't it?
me up, something rotten.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes it can be quite cruel when those memories pop up on their face.
cruel.
So yeah, of course, we are. We've probably got about 5 minutes left.
Right,
Jill.
can I show you quickly how to do the transfer method?
Yeah, not a problem.
On this paper here.
Lovely. Now, obviously within the deluxe kit, you've got your designs that you're going to be able to transfer over. It's one of the kits that is proving to be very, very popular. You've got all those different elements featuring within here. £53.99 with the wonderful stencils there, your white pencil there. Of course, you've got that gorgeous linen style fabric, and of course all those threads to get you started, as well as those pre-printed pieces, all coming in a fabulous little bag. 714131 if you're wanting to get hold of those. Now, the transfer method that you're using, Jill, this is key to get that design across.
Yeah, if you're stitching from the front, what you have to do is you actually either go by eye, or you have to use one of the templates and use the white chalk on the front. With this method, it just opens up a new world. So you've got your transfer medium, it's got a glued side and it's got a plain side. Obviously we're going to work on the unglued side. So you take your design, whichever one you want, and I'm just going to go around in a permanent pen and draw the hole in it. So you're going to do whatever parts of the design you want. You don't have to put it all in if you don't want to. Okay. And this is the method used for the one you've got over there with the stitching at the top, the complete ring. So you're going to do it like this. Okay, so I'm just going to do this quickly because we've only got a few minutes and I need to show you the process.
Wonderful.
So with this, you're then going to cut out whichever bit you want. There's instructions again for how long to iron this on. If I ever miss anything out, please just get in touch and I'll fix it, because I am a bit dippy. I don't know if you'd noticed.
Not at all.
So what you're going to do with this now is you're going to iron this to the reverse of your fabric. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Ironed onto the reverse. Now, the thing with stitching from the back is you have to change your stitch ratio. So if you're stitching from the front, you're going to stitch, I'll put a knot in this really quickly. 1, 2, 3, and stitch.
Wonderful. Now, we've had a question come through, Jill, just while you're getting yourself ready there with your thread. Sue has emailed in asking about the dragonfly. Now, we're just showing you the dragonfly here on the screen here. This is part of the lotus flower. Now, is it actually on the template, the dragonfly?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So that you can take all those little elements out and put them on different things. The stitches at the bottom for the lotus look amazing on a little handbag that we did.
Oh, nice,
so just a little clutch bag, that looks really, really good. So if we're stitching from the front, what we're going to do is we're going to use the normal method, which is a large stitch with a small gap.
Okay.
So large stitch, small gap, large stitch, small gap. So if you're stitching from the front, that's what we're going to do.
Wonderful.
It works slightly different working from the back.
Okay.
What we're going to do if we work from the back, so what do you think we have to do? If we've got large stitch, small stitch,
you've got to reverse your gaps.
So what you're actually stitching on the back is you're going to be stitching the gap.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll show you how that works really quickly.
Lovely. Now, of course, we're coming to the end of the show. We've only got about a minute and a half left. Can you believe it? But we're going to let Jill carry on getting herself ready. Of course, any of the kits that you're going for, you will have that tuition from Jill. And don't forget to check her out on Facebook, because she's there for support should you need it. But, of course, the way that Jill puts her kits together, you've got so many elements in there that are key to for you creating that wonderful project that you don't have to worry at all. Jill's going to be back at 11 o'clock, but she's going to be working with something totally different. So So I think this is the only Sashiko show that we've got for you today, but of course you have still got time to pop those goodies into your basket. Jill, how are you getting on over there?
We've got it stitched in.
Wonderful.
Panic over, she says. There we go, pull that through. If we're stitching from the back, we stitch in a small stitch with a large gap.
Right, yes.
Small stitch, large gap, because what happens when you turn it over
Yes.
is you get your correct ratio. And all you need to do to remind yourself to do that is just with a pen write on small on back, because nobody's going to see that, and that will catch your eye
Just remind you.
and remind you not to do large stitches on the back, and that way you can transfer any design you want onto any fabric.
That's a fabulous tip there. Jill, thank you so much. And I'm thinking of all the different kind of rubber stamps that you've got that you may take inspiration from, and maybe Sashiko. Maybe you've got templates of your own. But don't forget that wonderful comprehensive kit we've got has got your templates in there as well as those stencils. Lots of different kits for you to choose from. So do go onto the website, check them all out. And of course, do come back at 11 o'clock to see Jill with a little bit of paper, gorgeous papers, washi tapes as well. You're going to love them. But before that, we've got a lot more coming up at Hochanda. See you in a mo. And of course it's 8 o'clock, so it's our first live look of the day at the Clarity One Day Special. Then we're going to be back with Wow Embossing Powders. Looking forward to that. Got lovely Marion in. And then we've got Moda scrap bags. Ooh!
Hi, I'm Ali from Ali Stitch Your Fingers. I've been sewing most of my life. I absolutely love sewing. I've been with the Hochanda now from the very beginning, really. That's when I started to go there. The Hochanda family are lovely people to work with, and I'm really enjoying my time with them. Designing is a big part of the journey for me as well. I love going out and finding the fabrics to use in the projects and bringing them to you. I love the designing process from start to finish, and then the finished project is just the icing on the cake. So make sure you don't miss out. Come and sew with me on Hochanda.
Have you heard of Hochanda Freedom? Did you know that as a Hochanda Freedom member, you could be making savings on every order you place? For just £5.97 a month, you will benefit from selected Freedom member discounts and complimentary standard delivery on every order you place. You will also receive our exclusive Hochanda Freedom members badge, regular newsletters, giveaways and crafty updates. If you shop with Hochanda more than twice a month, then Freedom is for you. Don't forget, your Freedom membership is flexible, so you can pause it if you're going away, or you can cancel it at any time. So what are you waiting for? Give us a call or head to the website, quoting item number 88888, and join Hochanda Freedom today.
Hello, my name's Kay from Indigo Blue, and we've been established for 7 years, and together with my husband Alfie we design and manufacture our own in-house red rubber stamps. We also have our own range of paints, lushes and stencils. We're so proud that we've now got a reputation for such high quality products and the detail that we can manage to get in our stamps. What I really love about Hochanda is I get to demonstrate lots of different techniques for you to understand how to use our products and hopefully inspire you. I've got loads of fantastic ideas buzzing around in my head, so I can't wait to get those filtered into our products and out to you at home. So grab a cup of tea, join me and the team from Indigo Blue on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm John Lockwood from John Next Door and Crafts Too. I've been with Hochanda since the very, very beginning, and I've been crafting a lot longer than that. My crafting journey's taken me through all different types of crafting, from stamping and die cutting to colouring and inking, and loads of different things. I've been working with Crafts Too now for over 3 years, and they produce the John Next Door brand, distribute it, and make sure that everything is perfect in that. This allows me to work with the fantastic Crafts Too tools and products, as well as some of their other amazing brands such as 2J Stamps, press cut and the craft artist range of glues and consumables and inks. I really find that this partnership is extremely strong and helps me bring out the best of my products and all the other products within the Crafts2 stable and the ones that I design. So don't miss the John Next Door and Crafts2 shows on Hochanda.
Hi, we're the team from Daisy Bee Stamps. My name's Nina, this is Josie, and this is my dad Roy. And we design and manufacture our very own polymer stamps. So we wanted to add an extra element to our stamp collection, and this was down to Josie using her iPad and hand drawing the amazing sentiments that we now have in our collection. All our designs complement each other so that you can use them again and again to create something new. So make sure you don't miss the Daisy Bee shows on Hochanda.
Very good morning to you. My name's Fee and it's lovely to be with you, and we have got a fantastic clarity show with a fabulous Paul Church, who is on Skype. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Fiona. How are you?
I'm very well. You've got a very dapper shirt on there, looking very handsome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, you have brought us lots of lovely bundles, and we have got huge savings on these bundles. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, there's a third off practically on all of these bundles today. Is that right, Paul?
That's right. So we're starting with the one-day special. You've got a massive £50 saving on this one, and then there's a third saving on the other collections as well. So what we've done, we've put these collections together, and basically it covers different price pockets as well. So the one-day special, obviously, it is £100, just under £100. We have a smaller collection on the show, which is about just under £60, and then we've got another bundle which is just under £120. And I know all three of those bundles are also on Flexi as well. So we've tried to cater for everyone's different budgets. Each of the sets are also available separately. You can buy the dies individually as well. So if you think, oh, I really want that one, but I can't afford to go for the bundle, then you've got those options as well.
Brilliant, Paul. Lots of different choices. So I'm going to have a look at the designs, and you can talk us through them as well there, Paul, because you've done them in the black and white card here for us to see. So as you said, we can buy these individually, we can buy these in a bundle, and we can also buy them as 2 sets of 5 in terms of how the collection is split up. So this, you could argue, is the tree theme, isn't it, Paul?
That's right. So this one is what we call the panoramic collection. And you'll notice, I mean, this one here, this Barb drew this one. This is her parents sitting under the tree looking out into the distance. All of the other designs were from our very good friend, the lovely Mel Turner, who was a cartographer by trade.
Really?
So you can see, she was a map drawing. Which is a very sort of skill, and you can see that in her designs.
Yes.
This is our little quartet set, and when you look at the packaging, you can see that obviously you can use the 4 together, but look at that just on its own as a little individual 2x2 2-inch die.
Absolutely beautiful, yeah. I think that's possibly my favourite, that little quartet at the end there, because of that ability to be able to use them individually like this, or indeed as a set. That's amazing. You can see the cartographer skill set there. Just brilliant. So this is the quartet down here. With our landscape, our beautiful trees there, and Barbara's parents there sitting on the bench, absolutely beautiful. And of course,
and what you'll notice, Fiona, what you'll notice when you look at some of the artwork, there's some landscape designs, and you see that they all tessellate to build up a scene. Here we go, perfect. So you can see how all the hills roll into one another, and so you can create this beautiful panoramic view.
That is amazing, isn't it? I love that. That is gorgeous, of course, yeah. We've got it on some... Actually, let me just show this one as well, Paul, because it's been done as a bookmark. Isn't that fantastic?
That's right. So again, Yeah, so, and that's just some of our designer paper in the background. And so there's really no skill. And as you know, Fiona, we're an angel company, so we have no problems with you making to sell. We said last night in the 8 o'clock show that there's a lot of charities out there that are struggling for fundraising. So you can make batches of cards and give them to the charities, and then allow them to sell it, or sell them yourself for charity.
Beautiful, yeah, that's a great idea. There's a lot of fairs happening for schools and, you know, that we can't do, but they're trying to do them online and raise monies and what have you. That's a really good point. So that's our panoramic collection. Now, the top 5 here are the panoramic part of that there, and you can buy those 5 as a collection of 5. I think it's £74.99, but you'll begin to see for those 5, look where we're at for the whole bundle with a £50 saving and 3 flexi-buy payments of £33.30. So let me take you to the second row at the bottom. Again, you can buy all 5 of these. A room with a view. Talk to me about these ones, Paul, and I'll show everybody the lovely silhouette cards.
Okay, so the room with a view, so this could be you're looking out of a window from the house, you're on a train journey, and you're passing by the beautiful countryside. Again, you've got the same concept where you've got 4 of the beautiful 4x4 dies, and then you've got that gorgeous set of quarterets as well. And again, these all tessellate to create the larger scene if you want to. All of our dies have got that snippability to them. For me, this collection is for throughout the year. You can change the seasons from spring, summer, autumn, winter. They're really generic, so you can use them for men. Us men are really hard to make cards for. And so for me, this is a fantastic collection of designs that you can use. Fantastic. I mean, look at that. There we go. That really shows off that beautiful room with a view design.
Isn't that gorgeous? And again, I just think these are inspired designs, again, by the team there, Paul. Beautiful.
So what's interesting with this one, Fiona, if we look at that black one for a moment, that is one die. Okay, it's the same die being used 3 times.
Yes.
But the outside aperture changes the look of it.
Look
so
how
by
different.
creating an aperture within a card, but it's that same picture throughout. And you imagine that's just one die from that collection.
That's incredible, isn't it? That's the same picture. That is absolutely amazing. Just, I hadn't twigged. I just thought, oh, well, that's a lovely one. Yeah, amazing. So that is your bottom set, room with a view. But again, if you want those 5, £74.99, great value. But let's bundle them together. Let's give you a £50 saving. That is, the saving is greater than your first flexi-buy payment of £33.30. And as Paul said, you know, you have got something for every occasion. I'll try and show as many samples as I can because there's some beautiful ones behind me as well. They really are quite extraordinary. But we've got so many bundles to take. I won't dilly-dally too long because I know Paul's got quite a few for us to have to talk about. So I'm so sorry that I'm not name-checking all the fabulous team here. But 594844, it is a one-day special, 16 dies in total. OK, Paul, I'm going to swiftly go down to the next counter here because we've got another bundle, as you said. Again, a big saving and, again, something else for somebody's price point. And this is gorgeous. We've got 12 dies in total. We've got our comfy cats and our best friend dog. So let's just look at the cats on this top row, first of all, Paul, if you could tell me about these.
Okay, so again, from the lovely Mel, you've got 2 of the 4x4 aperture dies, and then the quarterets again. So you've got the 4 little 2x2 ones. Again, they can be used separately, but they also tessellate again to build up a larger scene. So, I mean, I think it's just so clever that you can take the design and build up a bigger picture just from these gorgeous images.
Absolutely. I mean, this is gorgeous with the paper. Is that the paper piecing there? Yeah, it's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, so you've got, again, you can change the decor, can't you? You can have the curtains to match the chair. Again, that one, I think that one's jumped out of the groovy pile, I think. I think that one's further down the counter.
That's groovy. So that's further down. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself there, Paul. Sorry, darling.
So again, but you can see, so what we've done, we've got the 2 collections. Again, they're available as you can get the comfy cats or you can buy the best friend collection. But again, we've put that saving, and this has also got a freedom discount on it as well, Fiona.
Fantastic. Thank you, Paul. You're doing my job here for me. That's brilliant. Thank you. Let's remind everybody about that freedom discount. I'd twig that as well. Let's look at the ones on the bottom then as well, because they're our comfy cats. But if you're a dog lover, now this is clever. I want to show this one, Paul, because just because you said this a moment ago, you can actually take elements out of the apertures here and put them in with the other cards. Because I want to show this card by Wendy. So you've actually taken the tree from our panoramic view in our last set, and then the one walking the dogs there from this set.
That's right. So what Wendy's done is she's die cut the dogs in black card, and then she's removed the houses from behind.
Yeah.
So that then sits on top of the tree from the panoramic collection.
That's brilliant.
And this is gorgeous.
So versatile, isn't it? And then you've got that lovely.
And it.
Go on, sorry.
That's right. So again, this shows you can build up a row of, you could build a street of houses,
yes.
And again, you can take the people and the dogs out of them as well. So this would be great for like new homes. These are fantastic for animal charities as well. So if you sponsor sort of like cats and dogs,
yes.
These are fantastic for that.
Beautiful collection. I love this, and I love the way you've covered the cat dogs, the cat lovers and the dog lovers. There, we're not taking sides. £59.94, £30 saving, and as Paul said, you've got that freedom discount there as well. We can change that into 2 flexi-buy payments of £26.98. Big saving there of £36. 978155. Right, I'm whizzing along here because I've got some more fantastic dies. Overlay apertures. Now, these are very clever. Tell me about these, Paul.
Okay, so what these are sort of, they're very sort of geometric and sort of, for me, sort of basic and essential backgrounds. So it's the same concept in relation to, you've got the larger dies and then you've got the set of quarterets. And when you look on so for example, the first two on the little quarterets, they're replicated in the larger dies. And the way in which they've been designed is that you can use them separately, but you can also overlay the designs on top of one another, and you get a completely different look. On my overhead here, Fiona, I've got sort of like an idea sheet. So when you buy the dies, you've got 4 different collections. So you've got the fabric, you've got the geometric, the structured, and the swirls and doilies. So they're all available as individual dies or as individual collections as well. But you can see with the colourways that if you overlay them, you'll get a completely different look. So, for example, when we look at the swirls and doilies, so this one here, we've cut the swirls out of the black card and popped it onto the white of the other one. But then it's exactly the same, and you get a completely different look. But you've got these fantastic little quarterets as well. So you've got the fabric collection as well. Again, it works in the same way. Then we've got the structure. The structures is my favourite one. I love this beautiful grid work. And I know you've got some samples where there's flowers in front and behind them. And then you've got the fantastic geometric set as well. So really, that was just to show you, and in this hour I will get to the demo. I promised last night, but we ran out of time. Just to show how you can sort of use them in different ways. But again, quick and easy, and so, look at that one. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I was just thinking that, what you were just referring to, Paul, there, and also the smaller and the larger. Again, when you've got the smaller one and the larger one, how different that can look. And I love the fact that you've got the fabrics and then you've got the geometrics as well. Really, really beautiful, beautiful samples here. This one I love is with Dee, lovely Dee Paramore's. One of her stamps there, absolutely gorgeous. We've got these on 3 flexi-buy payments of £39.96. Well, look at that saving, £60 saving, 551244. Oh, I've had a casualty. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, I know.
So
everybody's sharp and take a breath.
That saving, Fiona, that saving of £60 is the equivalent of getting 4 of the dies for free.
Wow. That is incredible. So, and we've got a massive set here. We've got 24. So really, you're paying for 23 flexi-buy payments of £39.96, 551 244. Shop ahead on the web as well, because we do have, you know, if you were loving that lovely cat card that I accidentally showed, we have got the lovely groovy plates that goes in the baby template. Paul talked more about that, but let's go to Paul, because I know he's very keen to demonstrate, especially with our one-day special today.
Okay, thanks, Fiona. So I thought what I'd do, if people are sort of new to the beautiful fresh cut dies, I thought I'd show you and explain very basically how you can make a quick and easy card really simply. They're apertures because they remain within the frame. So I'm just going to grab my dies, which I've got in my lovely storage folder. We have these on the show as well. Now, if your budget allows and you go for every single die on the show today, all of the dies will fit into one folder. Okay, so these are great for storage, and it means I can go straight to them. As long as I put them back, I'll know where to find them. So let's have a look. Let's take one of the... Should we go room with a view or panoramic? Which would you
Room with a
like,
view.
Fiona?
Room with a view.
Room with a view.
Thank you.
Okay.
I like the cows, Paul.
You like the cows in the field?
I do. I've got to think about cows.
Okay, so we'll take our die and just remove it from the packaging. We'll pop that to one side. And then what I'm going to do, we've got our card blanks on the show. So all I'm going to do is very simply just attach it with some low tack tape to my card blank. Okay, now I'm using a 6x6. You can use a 5x5, you can use an 8x8, you can go as big as you want to go. Because what will happen is it will just stay within the frame. Okay, so I'm going to pop this onto my plate and create my sandwich, and we're just going to run that through the die cutting machine. Now while we're running that through, we've also got the fantastic 12x12 designer papers on the show. We've got a pick and mix option where you've got, I think it's a £6 saving if I'm correct. And it's just great because you can create beautiful luxury inserts on there. And you can choose from the Rainbow River, you've got the Shenandoah, you've got Northern Lights, and my favourite, which is hiding, is the beautiful Indian Summer. Okay, so we've got those on the show as well. Let me just pop those to one side. I mean, there's a lot of paper in there. So I'm going to bring in my waste, and then what you'll notice, Fiona, is that our dies have a special coating on it, so it doesn't matter how detailed they are, they just fall away from the card.
Brilliant.
Okay, you know those frying pans that have got a special coating?
Yes, I do.
It's similar to that.
Ah, I never knew that about your dies. That's amazing.
Yeah. So again, look, I'm just going to, this just falls away. I've now got my card completely cut out.
Wow.
Nothing's left in the design. And then if I just take my die, just a couple of taps, I just use a little tool just to go over the back. Okay. And that is now completely clean. Because normally with detailed dies, you can spend 5 or 10 minutes getting all the pieces out. But you can see, look, that's completely empty now because of that special coating. So we've got our beautiful die cut, okay? So nice and easy. I mean, even with just the white behind it, it looks so elegant. But if you go for the 12x12 designer papers, then what you can do, you can add value to your card. So I've taken one of the 12x12s and cut it in half, and then just folded it in half. So now when I pop that underneath, it gives me a beautiful background, okay? And again, you can change the look of it, whether you go with the softer tones. I mean, this one's really nice. This is sort of like the rainbow paper. But look, you get a completely different look.
Yeah, it changes it up completely, Paul.
Yeah, and especially if you're selling cards or you're going to make them for charity, it just adds that little bit of extra value to them. So what I would do is I would just take a tape runner and I would just pop it on that edge, the folded edge there.
Yeah.
And then you pop that into the card, just like that, so that when the recipient opens it, they get a beautiful inside as well.
So you're not sticking the whole thing down?
No, because if you stick it down completely, you can get buckling. So all you need to do, if you buy an expensive card in a card shop, it's normally just attached in one place, so that when you open the card, you're open straight to the insert. So you can easily create this with those beautiful 12 by 12s. So really, that was just to explain about our beautiful aperture dies and how quick and easy. It probably took me longer to cut the paper in half than it did to sort of die cut and create the card.
Absolutely. I love that top tip as well about leaving, allowing that buckling in terms of opening up the card inside. And we've got those beautiful papers on the show. We were getting all of that on the screen as you were speaking there, Paul. So I'm just going to show some more samples here. This is the landscape vista with a little quartet there and the panoramic view. And again, can be used individually. This is Sarah Brennan's. Isn't that beautiful? Again, isn't that amazing? I love that. And then she's got the little mum and dad there, Barbara's mum and dad, out of the bottom. I thought that's very clever, very simple, but very beautiful. And again, that background, they've actually used it as a stencil there as well, if I'm not mistaken, Paul. Is that right?
We do have them as stencils as well. So I'm guessing, so we do them in stencils, in groovy. So I'm guessing that's what's been, because it's a larger design.
Yes,
so.
That's true, actually, now looking at it. But I love that overlapping there as well. Absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. There's so many different machinations in which these fantastic set of dies can be used. This one's by Andy there as well. But there again, just as you were saying, Paul, we've got here holographic powder on the card there. So I think that's some embossing there as well over one of those beautiful papers as well. Absolutely gorgeous. And then Sheila's there as well.
You can see.
Yeah.
How you can build up that scene. I mean, these are great for little gift tags as well, especially the little quarterets. I mean, the coasters, fantastic. So you could do the cards and the coaster. We've got the coasters with the bookmarks on the show as well, from our Pergamano range.
Yeah. Beautiful. We'll get those up on the screen now, actually, Paul. Big savings with the collection today. Don't forget the massive special, a one-day special there. The coasters and the bookmark sleeves there, £15. So is that how these bookmarks were done, Paul? They're just popped in the sleeve. Oh, this is brilliant.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so Pergamano and parchment, obviously if you're going to do some beautiful work, you want to be able to protect it. So you're going to get 6 of the bookmark sleeves, and you can see those little quarterets just fit in there absolutely perfectly. And then, so you could do a bookmark, you could do the coasters.
Yeah.
I mean, Christmas is coming, it's not that far off now. So these would be fantastic as little gifts, little stocking fillers.
Gorgeous idea.
And it's all about the personalisation as well.
That's a brilliant price point. 6 coasters and the 8 bookmarks, £15.71. Absolute bargain. Let's show you the still so you can just insert into there your lovely designs. 837295. Super. Now, Paul mentioned the storage folders. We do try and get everything up as Paul's speaking there, obviously. You get set of 2 there. They're the Freshka A5 die storage folders, £13.96. How many inserts did you say was in each of those folders there, Paul?
Let me just have a quick count.
Oh, sorry, I've thrown that one at you, haven't I?
1. So I should know. 2, 3,
That's not
4,
right.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, wow.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 pockets.
Yeah.
So you could get 28 dies in it, which is when you think there's 28 sets on the counter and they all fit in mine.
It'll definitely fit. Absolutely brilliant. 735326 for those folders. Right, let's go back to Paul. What do you want to do next for me then, Paul?
Okay, so I thought we'll do a technique that Barbara came up with called Trap the Scrap. And basically it's what we call a 2-for-1. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a beautiful card like this. So this is using the die cut as we would traditionally. And what we've done is we've put some beautiful Pergamano glitter behind it, and then used our Pergaliner pencils just to enhance and add some depth to it. okay? But the other part of the bit that all falls out allows us to create this beautiful little canvas board. So you can see side by side, this white area is the die cut itself. And all these bits here is the waste that we would normally throw in the bin.
Gosh, 2 for 1.
Okay, 2 for 1. So again, I've got another little sample here, which is not on a canvas board. So this is using the one tree that's in the collection. And you can see here, again, this is the waste. And the card behind is what would be the die. And again, we've used glitter on that to sort of give it a little bit of bling.
Beautiful. Yes, I've got one here that Jane made. Same thing. She's used the, I suppose, so no waste. Beautiful.
So yeah, so that's a combination of trapping the scrap and paper piecing by just infilling those contours of the landscape with glitter.
Gorgeous. Right, back to you.
Okay, so where do we start? So first of all, I need my die. So I'm going to go to my folder. Let's put this one back so I don't lose it. See, these are great. As long as you put them back, Fiona, you'll find them. And these are great for storage. So we're going to go with the Vista one, again, available separately or as a complete collection or the one-day special. Oh, let me just show you this one. Look, with the little quarterets. I've just seen this.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Let me bring that in on there. So you could do little tags.
Yes.
Again, so you could do the tag to go with the present. And that's just using some of the designer paper in the background with the glitter on top.
I love the way that undulating hillside continues. It's very clever, the thinking out of those.
The tessellation, the tessellation is fantastic. Okay, so I've got my die, and I've chosen some of the Shenandoah petite toppers, which we've got on the show, and they're available in the pick and mix. And what we're going to do, we need to trap the scrap. So in order to do that, what we need to do, again, it was a technique that Barbara came up. You just lightly spritz your die with some water. Okay, not too much so it's soaking wet, but just enough. And what this does, it helps hold it into position. So we're going to place that where we want onto our card, and obviously we're going to be aware that we're going to use the actual die cut itself. So maybe I'll come down a little bit further. No, actually, I'm going to stick with where I put it. Okay, so we bring our cutting plates into play, and I'm just going to slide that on to there. Should have put that down first, really, but there you go. Right, pop that on there, and there we go. So that is now in place. So we complete our sandwich, and we're just going to run that through our die cutting machine. So again, you've got options. I mean, here we go. We've got those lovely little coaster using the same one. So you could do the coaster, you could do a canvas board, you could do a bookmark. This is using gilded flakes to create that beautiful scene. And you can see here, look, the car's coming along the road, and he's going to go home up to his drive, passing the cows in the field.
I love that.
But again, so to have the coaster, the bookmark, the little canvas, it's just perfect for quick and easy gift making. Okay, so what we're doing, we're now going to lift this off, and then we need to flip it onto the other side. Okay, now, if any of the pieces fall out, don't panic. See, I've got quite a bit of static on this one. As long as you keep the little pieces, okay, because we've got a little tip for that. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to gently ease away. Let's just move that out of the way. Ease away the actual die cut itself.
Right.
Okay, trying to keep all the waste within the die. So this is the die cut we're going to use later for the second part. And then if you take your groovy tool, for example, I've got some of that tacky stuff, and it comes in blue or white. Then what I can do is just pick it up, reposition it, and it just helps, especially the little fiddly bits, you see, and then I can just pop that where it needs to be. That one needs to go just there, and that one, so it just helps. So, I mean, that wasn't too bad. I've had it worse, especially on some of the, but the larger areas are quite easy just to push back in place. Okay, so this is the scrap that we would normally throw away. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, I've taken a piece of our A4 double-sided adhesive sheets we've got on the show, and I've just trimmed it down so it's slightly bigger than the actual die.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to peel off one side, doesn't matter which side we take off, and then we're going to hover over the top and then press down. And what this is doing, this is now going to remove it from the die to give us our background.
Right.
Okay, so we'll just press that in to make sure it's got all the bits and pieces, and then just gently tease it out of the die. Now, as you're pulling away, if you find that there's bits that it's not picking up, you just press in, and then it just, look, even these tiny little pieces here, it just picks it up and holds it in place. Okay, so that has now given us our scrap.
Yeah.
Hence it being called Trap the Scrap. So we've got choices. We can pop this onto a card, we can pop it onto a canvas, and we're going to go with a canvas. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, it's very, very sticky.
Yeah.
So before I attach it to this, to stop it being too sticky, it's a really good technique. You just need some talcum powder.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just put some talcum powder on there. Oh, a little bit too, it smells nice though. And then I'm going to take a stencil brush, and then all I'm going to do is just brush in to the sticky areas. Hooray. Okay, and what that does, it stops it being sticky, but it doesn't affect what I'm doing.
Okay,
So that's just why
that's a good tip, yeah.
I've made a nice, I mean, I could use glitter, but if you don't want, if you're not a sparkly person,
And you don't want that.
you may not want the glitter.
Right.
See, so I can rub this now, and you can see this tissue isn't sticking.
No, indeed,
Because the talc has detacked the piece.
Right.
Okay. So now I can hold it and not worry about sort of getting sticky and everything else. Then I'm just going to remove the backing.
Oh.
So there we go. It's always, these little bits always take the longest part, doesn't it, out of the whole demo, is just removing
It's finding
backing.
that edge, isn't it?
The edge. There we go. So now this is completely sticky.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring my canvas board in, and then I'm going to hover over the top and position that in place.
We've got those canvas boards on the show there. You get 6 each, 6 of the 4x4, the 6x6, and 6 of the 8x8. £30.92, 452 416. Which size are you using there? You're using the, is it the 4x4?
This is the little 4x4.
This is the 4x4, right, brilliant.
This is the 4x4 one, because the dies are 4x4.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
So they just fit absolutely perfectly. I mean, I could have wrapped this around the side, but I just find, for me, just trim off the excess.
I should just quickly mention again that the dies are available individually, as Paul said right at the start, just to highlight that individually, which is why we've got at the bottom there that panoramic scene there with the couple on the bench. Barbara's mum and dad, actually, 14.99, 644 597. Sorry, back to you, Paul.
That's right. So that's our little canvas piece now. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take one of the larger ones and pop it on. And what that does, it instantly transforms it.
Yes.
So if you take a piece of the double-sided adhesive, we can attach that to the back, because this is really, really strong, and you want it to sort of stay in place so it doesn't move.
Framing it like that makes it
so
even more impressive, doesn't it?
It does, and it sort of adds value to it as well.
Yes, definitely.
So again, little craft shops and stuff like that, little gift shops, so then we just press down, and that is now held in place. So you can see how you've got that beautiful piece. But that, and so really this is using the bit that we would normally throw in the bin. And as I say, it was a technique that Barb came up with. And it just works perfect. So I'm using this with the panoramic collection. You can use it with the room with a view collection. You can use it with the cats and the dogs. Any of the dies we've got on the show, you can repeat this process. So although I'm doing it with this, you could do it with any of those. Okay, so that's our present we've made for somebody.
I'd forgotten about this other piece, Paul. I forgot we still had the actual die cut.
Yeah, so now we're going to make a card. So another piece of the double-sided adhesive. Okay, so this is where it becomes a 2-for-1, you see.
Yes.
And then what we're going to do, make sure when you take the backing off, you've got the shiny side face up and not the side that says Clarity Stamp. Turn that over, so we're working on the back. And then we're going to position that just over the back of it. Okay, and then what that does, we can just rub that in. And then we can bling this one up. So the other one we used talcum powder, but for this one, we're going to go all blingy with our perga glitter. So we've got these on the show as well. 6 different pots. You've got a hint of blue, gold, green, copper, silver. So I think I'm going to go with a hint of blue to tie in.
These are super fine, aren't they? Ultra fine. I've seen
They
this
are,
before.
yeah,
Paul.
ultra fine,
Amazing.
anti-static. Yeah, anti-static. And especially if you're working with parchment, you don't want, sometimes you can get glitter and it's quite granular.
Yeah.
But for parchment, you need it to be quite fine. And again, for this type of technique as well, you don't want it to be overpowering. So all we're going to do now is just rub in to those areas. So again, it detacks it, it doesn't make it sticky. We then tap off that excess. Okay, pop that to one side while I pop this back in the pot.
We've got those glitters on the screen right now, all 6 of them, and they have a lovely, ever so delicate hint of colour there, as Paul was describing, where it's a hint of blue, the copper, the green, the pink, the silver and the gold. £19.99, packed full of those beautiful iridescent, very fine glitter there. 700445, I've seen those in action there and in the flesh. They're absolutely stunning and a brilliant investment for £19.99.
And what's also interesting, it depends on the background that you pop it on. So if I bring this in here, this is the hint of blue, I think it was. And you can see on white cards, you get more of a glacier type look. But on the craft card, it just picks up different colour tones. So again, you've got that versatility with the glitters. Then finally, just to assemble our card, all I'm going to do is just trim down the little piece. So this is one of our card blanks we've got on the show. So we'll take a little piece off of there. We'll bring that down to a 6.
Right here, we just lost Paul there one moment, but it does give me a moment just to recap ever so quickly, and we'll go straight back to Paul. We just lost him there slightly. So this is the one-day special, and you've got a massive £50 saving. I should say that you can buy these individually, and I also want to flag up that our panoramic view and our room with a view, now the set of 5 are worth £74.99. You can buy them as 5, but let's give you all 10 for 3 flexi-buy payments of £33.30, and you're saving £50, £594,844, £99.90. And as Paul says, you can do panoramic views, you can do the quartets, you know, matching up, you can do the individual ones. Here's my favourite, the cows, but, you know, he's done exactly what Paul was showing us earlier. This is D. There we go, beautiful, just on that lovely cut and that little shadow in there, really beautiful. And then I love that, just highlighting the sunshine there. And then this again, absolutely fantastic. Linda's gorgeous. Oh, I think we found Paul again. Let's go straight back to him because we lost you there, Paul, just as you were guillotining the undulating edge.
Right, okay, so we've chopped off the edge and I've removed the backing, and then all I'm going to do is position that onto my card, and I've got a really nice background. And then what you can do, you can take your pergaliner pencils and then you can enhance, because what you can do is colour over the top of the glitter.
You're colouring the glitter?
I'm colouring the glitter, and because it's so ultra fine, what it does, it doesn't remove the glitter at all, but it allows you to change the look. And because you're using a pencil, if you get any sticky residue on the lead, you just sharpen it. You see, but now all I'm doing, so I'm using the pergaliner, this is the B pencils, but you can use the watercolour pencils as well.
Gosh, that's
but you
incredible.
can now add a little bit more sort of dimension and spend a little bit more time. So you can put some, change the colour and just put some depth in as well, just to sort of give it a little bit, and just, but it doesn't remove the glitter
Yes.
at all. So it's a really good use with your colouring pencils on that. And then really just to finish that one off, it needs some words.
Yeah, lovely
So we've got the
books.
beautiful feel-good factor. So we've
Uh-huh.
got the, which originated from Barbara's Shack that
Yeah.
she does on Facebook. So again, real words, sort of uplifting. Everyone smiles in the same language. We are here for you.
Sunny side up.
Safe, happy and creative. So happy for, let's go safe, happy and creative.
Yeah.
So we've got them in black and we've also got them in white as well.
It's all the
So
lovely
I
different
reckon we'll
type
go-
fonts, isn't it? I love that.
It is. Barbara loves fonts.
Yeah.
And so she really enjoys putting these together. And then we can just pop that one just there, you see, and then that's how you can create. So if I bring in the one that, the finished sample, just to show the difference. So there we go. We've got seek sweetness and wisdom. A little bit more work on the heels, just to bring that in. So we've got our cards, and then I've now got 2 Christmas presents ready.
Yeah,
To go
2
with
for
it,
1.
my 2 little canvas boards, and if I wanted to, I could go crazy and give them
And do a coaster.
and maybe a bookmark.
And a bookmark. Well, aren't they lucky in their Christmas stocking? Thank you, Paul. I'll be back in a minute there, my love, because I'm just going to quickly recap on the fantastic bundles as well. We've talked about the one-day special, but we've also got our lovely cats and dogs. Now, again, you can buy these in the set of 3, the cats, and the set of 3 and the dogs, but don't forget the saving is having them together. £30 saving for these, and then you've got that gorgeous quartet. If you were to buy the trio, £44.97. And you're talking less than, well, £9 extra if you're a Freedom Club member to get the dogs as well. Yeah, to get all of it, to have all 6. I find that phenomenal. And we can split that into, obviously, 2 flexi-buy payments for you, 978155. So, yeah, beautiful. Sarah's here as well. Love this on the gatefold card there, opening out there. Isn't that beautiful? I love that you can cut the people out. It's very Banksy, that, isn't it? Beautiful. Really love these samples here from the team. And again, you can see just gorgeous, our gorgeous cats and our gorgeous dogs there as well. Keeping it really simple. Perfect for a lot of occasions, which is absolutely brilliant. New home, sympathy, going on a new journey. Yeah, let's stay home and stay safe and have a cup of tea. £59.94, 978155. Then we've got the big bundle of the overlays, yes, and the large and the small as well. So you can create, I can't even begin to start to think about the different machinations you must be able to create using these, because the world is your oyster. I mean, the possibilities are absolutely endless. Yeah, just to overlay them, you've got the fabrics, you've got the geometrics there, which are Paul's favourite. Just incredible. 24 dies in total. 3 flexi-buy payments for £39.96. Look at that saving. £60 saving. Yeah, it's a third off. Absolutely stunning. Really, really beautiful. I mean, here, oh, there she goes again, Fiona. 2 cards, and look how different they are. One's by Sheila, and they're both by Sheila. Look how different they are. Gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Love, love, love these. And this is, oh, isn't that amazing? Isn't that fantastic? Beautiful. 11988, but 3 flexi-buy payments. 551244. Okay. Yes. Oh, let's have a little look here. Here we go. Who have I got here? Sarah's there. Oh, and I do like this one. Again, this is by Dee. Lovely Dee. And look at this. You see how, look at the flex on your retirement with love and best wishes. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, do you know what this reminds me of? The What's It machine, the Enigma machine at Bletchley Park. That's Dee's. Isn't that gorgeous? And then again, overlaying it, as Paul was talking about Wendy's, and again, oh, look at this one there. Isn't that lovely? Whose is that? Deb's. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, 551244, 3 flexi-buy payments. Are we quickly mentioning the
Right, okay, I love these, thank you. They're indulging me, Paul, they're indulging me, because these go in the baby plate, which I believe fits into the big plate. Paul will correct me if I'm wrong. And I was so keen on showing you these. £44.88, you have got Room with a View, Comfy Cats and Man's Best Friend. I do believe they're available in sets of 4, but the whole set, £44.88. Absolutely incredible for your groovy plate there. 2 flexi-buy payments of £22.44. Absolutely stunning. I mean, look, this one alone. Glynis, she's done herself proud there, our Glynis. Look how gorgeous that is. Now, Paul will tell me if I'm right that it goes into the baby plate, which fits into, I believe, in the big plate in the starter kit. These are.
That's right, Fiona.
Is that right, darling? Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, this is our these are A6 square. So if you've got the starter kit that we revamped at the beginning of this year, it now comes with a groovy inset plate, and it's like a little collar that sits within the plate mate of the starter kit. And what that means is that these plates then sit in there perfectly. Now, if you've previously bought the starter kit prior to the beginning of the year, then also on the show we've got the groovy inset, which is the adapter plate, with some parchment that you can just pop in there, and then these plates fit perfectly within that design.
Thank you for explaining that, Paul. 2 flexi-buy payments of £22.44, 011406. We've got 10 minutes, Paul, so I'm going to go straight back to you.
Okay, thanks, Fiona. Right, so I promised last night, but we didn't get to it, so I'm going to look at the overlay now, because I just think there's so much versatility to these designs, because you've got the mixability of them, and by using 2 of the dyes, you can create 3 different looks. So what do I mean by that? Well, this is the sample where we're going to head towards, and you can see you've got that beautiful design in the background, but it's actually made up of 2 of the different dyes. So you've got this one here, which is in the background, and then this one, and you can see by combining both together how you get 3 different looks. Okay, and then I've taken for these ones, I've just taken the little quarterets onto a piece of the petite toppers in a different direction, and it just adds that beautiful focal point to it. Really quick and easy. So let me show you how the overlay part works. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 2 pieces of white card from our card blanks. I've just taken a 5x5 and chopped it in half. And I'm going to go to my folder, and I want the circle lines. Okay, so we've got that one. And then I want the lattice pattern.
Oh, using 2.
There we go. And again, yep, so that's what we're going to do, just to show how they overlay on top of one another. Wow. Now, what we're going to do to start off with is we're going to pop it on here. Now, these dies also are fantastic for trapping the scrap or using the waste parts. And you'll see, especially on this one, they create little tiles.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we cut this one out, you'll see. So I'm just going to tape that on there while we run those through the machine. Again, quick and easy. I'm going to do both at the same time on my machine. And what you'll see is it's just so simple. But I love, just by keeping the white on white, it gives it a completely different look. Now, if I'd used one dye in white and one dye in black, again, you'd get that different look as well. So it's all about the sort of the colour combination on what you can do with it. So let me pop that to one side. Okay, I'm going to bring in my waste bin that's filling up. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the tape first, gently ease it off. And what I'm going to try and do is, fingers crossed it'll work.
I've got a card. I've got a card here, Paul. I think just using those 2 dies. This is Sheila. Is this a similar thing to what you're demonstrating, my love?
It is, yeah. Exactly the same. But when you look at what you've got there and my finished piece here, it looks completely different.
Doesn't it?
You see, it's the same but different because of the colour combination that's been used.
That's amazing.
Right, so if I take the die off, and look, let me just pop all these bits out. I'm just going to show you all these little tiles that you could use. These are fantastic. You could put little letters on there. And again, when you take this one out, you've got these funky little shapes that you can use as well. Okay, but again, nice, quick and easy. So just pop those in there. So you can have a little bag where you keep all those little bits in if you wanted to. So we've now got our 2 pieces cut out, okay, and we're going to turn it into that. Quick and easy. All I'm going to do is take a wet glue just to go around the outside edge, and all I need to do, so I'm going to pop this one on top. And because the aperture is the same size, it just lines up perfectly.
That's why I said there's so many different combinations. You could go on and on, it's endless.
Yeah, exactly. Now, on this one, it's not lined up perfectly. So this is where the nested square dies come into play. So let's have a look. I want to do that. So I'm going to pop that on there. And what this is going to do, because I've put the glue on as well, and I'm now going to die cut the frame, it's going to bond that glue together and give it a stronger connection.
Right.
Okay. So we'll just pop that on there whilst we run that one through.
We've got those square dies on the screen now, Paul. 11 dies for £19.99. That's a Billy bargain. 624440, and of course, endlessly useful, isn't it, to have your square nesting dies?
Absolutely. I mean, you can use the guillotine and a craft knife, but to have the various different sizes in those dies, they increase in ½ an inch in every single one, so it's perfect for your matting and layering or for creating your apertures as well. Okay, so now I can carefully remove that. There we go. So that's cut through both pieces of the card at the same time. See, so I've now got my piece all joined together. And then really to finish it off, all I've done is I've taken some Amazonia paper, which we've got on the show. You know, the latest collection from Barbara. So this is the Amazonian collection. I've taken a piece of the petite topper, a piece of the paper, and I've just edged the outside with a black pen. So I'm going to do that on the card so that it just stands out. So all you do is you take a permanent pen, okay, press down, and then you go along the edge.
I wouldn't trust myself. I'd be taking it all over the front there, Paul.
It comes with practice. I mean, you could use a ruler to go along and cover it up. But you get, and it depends on the angle of the pen as well, depending on how thick the black line can be. And then all I'm going to do is just assemble this, some wet glue just on the back. Whoops. Some glue in the middle just to hold it down. Then we can position that onto there, and just by putting that little black line on it, what it does, it just makes it stand out from the background. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that, oops, too much wet glue and it slides around. Right, give it a chance to bond, Paul, slowly, slowly. And then if I turn it over, I can put more pressure on the back so that it sticks. Okay, my fingers don't then catch on the design. So a little bit of tape on the back, pop it onto the piece of paper, then onto the card blanks that we've got on the show as well.
That black, just outlining with that black pen, I can't believe it makes such a difference.
It does, and because I'm using sort of fairly light colours, it just adds that extra little element to it.
Completely.
And then just to finish off, we can just take another of the Shack Feel Good Factor words.
Lovely.
And let's have a look. Let the sun shine in. So let's go for a black one, and we can pop that just across there. And there we've got a quick and easy card. So that just shows you how the overlay system works in relation to creating a different design.
Absolutely gorgeous, Paul. And then, of course, we saw then how Sheila's, again, Same dies that Paul was using, again, look completely different. Massive saving in the big bundle there as well. The one-day special, £60 saving for all of those fantastic dies in the one-day special. But I am looking at the overlay aperture, £60 saving, sorry, in the aperture. I think, was it 50 in the one-day special? 50 in the one-day special. I know it's so huge, I can't keep the figures in my head. 50 in the one-day special, 60 here. Now, this one's Wendy, thinking of you, the swirls and the doily. Isn't that beautiful? I keep going back to this one. I think that's amazing. Cut overlay, aperture, the swirls and the doily again. Keeping it...
So that one there, Fiona, that you're looking at, that is using the waste.
Yes.
That's using the waste because all the bits... So what Debs has done is she's stamped onto a piece of card and then die cut it. And that is the actual waste from it.
Isn't that fantastic? That is so clever. And then again, if you've got a really striking stamp, there's lots of floral fauna we've got, isn't there? I mean, this lattice die in itself is utterly so useful, isn't it? Beautiful. And then actually... It
is. I mean, I think it's really generic. I mean, even if you just take that design and just drew a little black dot in the middle, it would change the look of it again.
Could be fish, could be anything. And I love the fabric, actually weave fabric in there within those fabric ones. Paul, thank you so much. As usual, we've run out of time. I want to say a massive thank you, as always, with all your handy tips and brilliant skills. But we'll see you again at 12.
Thanks very much, and thanks for everyone for watching. Yeah, I'm back at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much, Paul. We'll catch up with Paul again at 12 o'clock. We've been Skyping there, obviously. So, yeah, don't forget that this is what we were just working on with Paul. I mean, the machinations must be just hundreds into the thousands, quite frankly. 24 dies in total, £60 saving. And don't forget, with the Flextravaganza event, we can split that over, even more Flexify payments if you're buying other things today as well. Now, the one-day special is a £50 saving. We've got the lovely groovy plates on the show. We've got our cats and our dogs. So don't miss out. Shop ahead on the web with Clarity. And this is the Fresh Cut Scenic Aperture Die Collection, 16 dies. This is your one-day special.